All right, so hey, it's Trent out here in the wood shop where we also park cars. How many of you have those things? To show you a little tip that has helped me in this latest project we're doing. I am using molding in this particular project that we have going on in our dining room. It's the same thing going down the wall. We're making some picture frame type molding. And I need to make a bazillion, that's plus or minus, cuts of the same thing. And so it gets a little tedious to measure with a measuring tape and fumble with it. There's several ways on a miter saw that you can do that, and you can set up a stop block, kind of like a template to cut your wood, and it will save you a lot of time. It just takes a little bit to set up and figure it out, but once you figure it out and you get the system, it'll make your project go much easier. And it works not just on trim, it's any kind of piece of wood that you're cutting. You can set these things up, but there's a couple of areas on the miter saw where you can make that happen. One is built into some of the saws. Not every saw is the same, but this one here has these little trays that sort of slide out. It also helps stabilize the wood as you put that on there, and it doesn't flop around on you. But they also have these small little lift up stop brackets, and that helps if you've measured on your machine where that cut's gonna take, then you can move this in and out, and you slide your piece of wood in and it hits that little block, and then you can pull the saw down and make your cut that way. Especially if you're doing a repeat cut of the same inches over and over and over again. That's a really handy thing that sometimes is built into miter saws. There's also a ruler portion on this one where there's sort of a measurement guide that tells me this is where the saw cuts, the blade comes down, and that's how many inches down this guard that there is. And so you can sometimes use that to do it as well. Or in my case, I also implemented the handy dandy framer square that has also a bazillion, give or take, uses. Some I still don't know, and I'm constantly watching YouTube videos and going, I had no idea you could also do that with this thing. So you gotta have one or two or three of these hanging around. So this one, what I did, not only did I have to make length cuts that were the same over and over and over and over again, but I also have to make these 45-degree angle cuts at the end to join the two pieces together. So I needed to also make a stop block for that. So I decided to use this in order to set it up on the saw. I did the first measurement and figured out exactly on the saw where I wanted to cut and the angle, and then I just used this to use the point on the end to go against this measurement ruler that I was talking about. And I just set it there every time, just like that, and said that's about where it is. And then I would push my wood up against that and it would stop. And then I move it out of the way, and then I make the cut. And then you turn the molding, because I'm doing the same cut again, but I have to turn the molding to get it to be the other side. Set the stop block up one more time at the same spot, run the wood up to it, move it out of the way, press, and the cut is done. So that's just a small tip that has helped me in this project, and I hope it helps you with yours.